We begin here, the most pure place on earth, where it all began, before any life would call this place home, untouched, unexplored, and at peace. Slowly life would make its way onto this untouched place, taking over a little more each day. Eventually we came along, the humans, to put our mark on the world. From creating aircraft that would fly at the highest speeds to building cities across the planet. You see, we had the biggest impact of any species that Earth had ever seen. Or so we thought. Every day people walked the streets, still clueless, having no idea about what was really going on. It was just another day of their stupid, pathetic lives. Little did they know that they were wasting it, throwing their day away like it was a piece of trash. They would stand together, but wouldn't say a word, really trying to avoid conversation at all. Maybe they should have said hello, but at this point, it didn't matter. You see, there were people in the world that knew. They knew for quite some time. They watched the streets of cities, the sky, out in the middle of nowhere. They were always watching, because they knew what was hiding in the shadows. And more importantly, in the dark. It was cold out when they came, right at about the peak of winter. It was cold, bitter out. Snow blanketed the earth in many areas, and the temperature reached record lows. Maybe this should have been our first sign that it wasn't going to be a very good winter. I guess none of us could have predicted what would soon take place. They came in swarms, not in peace. People tried to run, they tried to hide. Everywhere shut down overnight. The streets were left empty, and us humans began searching for help. We looked towards our politicians, went to the churches for the first time in years. But this was all useless. Our time had expired. The sun still came up that next morning. Most people probably didn't think it would, after everything that had taken place the night before. Still, even with the sun coming up, nobody was out. Everyone was stopped. Silent almost. So the day went by. Slowly, but it did. And nothing happened. That was until the sun went down. The last sunset we would ever see. It was a beautiful sunset. First the sounds of loud spacecraft echoed in the air. Then the screams of women, children, and men. It all happened so fast that most people just accepted their fate. It was over in a flash, a literal flash, as people vanished into thin air. It was the end of humanity as we knew it. They were in control. This was their planet for the taking. The earth rang out in silence, like it did at the beginning of time. The planet was at peace once again.